High school students and their parents choosing which college to go to is not easy. The application process can be a lot for students to handle. It can also even be more stressful for parents who aren't sure what kind of financial aid their student will get. Our Mayor Kawash has more on what your family can do to make it all a little bit easier.
Applying for college can be tough on students as they try to get those test scores in and try to meet certain deadlines. But sometimes the biggest worry is how in the world is my family going to afford this? Well, it starts with a conversation.
Central is a good, inexpensive choice. They're a good value, especially for people who want to get out of town.
It's stressful. The baby you've raised for the last 17 or 18 years is trying to decide which college they'd like to go to. Not only are they moving away from you, but you may not have any idea how much this is all going to cost.
You'll have your fees waived through the College Board.
Amelia Focher is a senior at Ferris High School.
Doesn't matter.
Like millions of students across the country right now, Amelia is trying to balance her future with her parents' checkbook.
They want me to stay in state because it's cheaper and I'll be closer to them, but they're not going to be like, no, you can't go out of state if I want to. They just want me to do what's best for me.
Wanting the best for your kids is just fine, but having realistic expectations is important too. And it's even more important to have a conversation early on about those expectations.
A lot of times parents, because they want to support their kids, they'll say things like, well, you apply wherever you want to and we'll just make that happen. But then when it comes really down to it, it's really impossible to make it happen. I mean, there are some schools out there that are over $60,000 a year.
Now, financial aid can be tricky. Your family may be living well within its means, but that doesn't necessarily mean you could afford sending one or more kids off to college at more than $20,000 a year. That's where junior college can save you big time.
You can go to a 2-year school for the first 2 years, get your associate's degree, and then transfer to a 4-year school, and then your gen eds are complete and you're ready for kind of your major program, and that's a way to cut costs significantly.
Hilson Degger says junior college can be a great experience for students, especially if they aren't sure what they want to study yet.
And then you go into my schools and do all their specific parts.
Okay.
So it's a lot.
If your student is sure they want to go straight from home to a university, it's important to discuss expectations for their grades. There are thousands of grants and scholarships to be handed out, but almost all of them will have some sort of GPA requirement.
It's important to mention that Washington has the direct transfer agreement. So if your child were to go to a 2-year school first, any 4-year public school and some private schools in the state guarantee they'll accept those transfer credits. That would allow a seamless transition into their specific field of study. Reporting in studio, Mayor Kawash, 4 News Now.